Every single day, I am failing. Every single day, I feel like I'm putting in all this work, all of this effort, yet the results just aren't matching the input that I'm putting in. I'm posting on Instagram 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. I'm posting on my stories for like 15 stories a day, yet my followers aren't going up. My likes are I'm at I'm averaging 1 like per reel, which is insane. On my YouTube, it's barely going up. I'm putting out all this content, I'm putting in all this work, yet I'm seeing very little to no traction. Yet I'm still continuing on. It reminds me of the days when I was building muscle as a runner, right? Where I didn't think it was possible. My first 8 months, I made zero progress. And it was at that point, during that whole time, I wanted to quit. I felt like I was doing all the right things. I was told to train like a bodybuilder, so I lifted 6 times a week. I was doing push pull legs and all this like random bull crap that I talk about in videos that doesn't actually work. And it was a rough time. But it reminds me that, I've been training overall for the past 7.5 years, 7.5 to running, 3.5 to lifting. And I've only been posting consistently on Instagram and YouTube for the past 2 months, right? With my daily reels, daily shorts, 2 to 3 posts a day. And then, of course, now the long form videos, I'm really going to start dialing in 2 to 3 times a week as well. And it just really put things into perspective too, because, I've been training for about 7.5 years, and it took me a while to like get into shape, to get to the point where I don't want to be, when I built the body that I've been wanting. Well, I'm still running like fast times. And by the end of the year, I'm projected to break 16 minutes in the 5K, which is my overall ever PR from like high school, which is insane to think about. And that's months away, right? It's only July, and I'm going to do that race in November. So put that into perspective if you're like just starting something out, right? Like me with this whole content coaching stuff, where I am failing every single day. I'm not seeing any of the likes go up. I'm not seeing any traction in that. I'm trying out new forms of content and nothing's ever sticking. I'm working with a coach. I spent money that I didn't have on a coach, where I'm now, like not like dirt poor, but like I got one more semester of college to pay off that I'm gonna have to get a loan for now because of that. But I know that once I invest my knowledge into something, that it's gonna pay off. It's just sacrificing that short-term comfort that's going to lead you to those long-term results, right? And that's what's really keeping me in the game, is I don't want to sacrifice my long-term results, building a successful coaching business, changing lives of men who were once in my spots, making a living off of this, so I don't have to work a 9 to 5 job in the future, a job that I hate, the job I have to travel to and commute in and be stuck in traffic and hate my life in and work and have like an average life, an average marriage, and all these different like fucking fears that scare me every single day of living a life of mediocrity. When I had these goals, I had this North Star driving me, and my North Star is this identity that I put onto myself. And that identity, which I talk about in my content, is being an ambitious man who always wants to keep on growing each and every year. I don't want to be stuck in one spot. I don't want to be complacent. That's why for these past 8 weeks, I've been working on my physique, getting stronger in the gym, getting faster times, because I noticed this past year, I've been benching the same weight. I've been lifting the same weights. I've been like running like the same pace. I just been like really just being complacent and just letting life control me. And I hate that, because that is a path to mediocrity. And I don't want that. No ambitious man needs that or wants that. So what was I even talking about right now? After I went on that spiel, just about like mediocrity. I don't want to live that kind of life. And when you let life control you, then you're going away from that North Star. So you got to find yourself your North Star. That's what's going to keep you going when times are rough, when times are tough. Knowing your why, like why you want to build the body of your dreams, or what makes you want to, run those fast times. How would it make you feel, right? How would it feel to wake up in the morning with high amounts of energy like I do right now, to have the body of your dreams, to feel strong and confident while still running fast times on the track and on the roads, and placing your local 5Ks or whatever your race goals are, still be able to compete and having a different changed mindset from where you are today. Maybe today you wake up, you scroll on your phone, you're like brain fog throughout the day, you eat like shit, you feel like shit, maybe you run, but you're not overall healthy, right? And think about where you want to be. Like, what's your identity? Maybe your identity is you want to become the man who can do it all. Like, maybe you're like, if you watch my videos, maybe you're like me, someone who wants to be ambitious and see change and grow and not live this boring, mediocre life that seems to be like propagated by social media. Like, oh, like live this like average life. It's okay. Like, fuck that shit, right? Like the stuff that's been like taught in school. So like, you know, get the career, get the 9-to-5 job and whatever the fuck, right? Like live that boring lifestyle. Like, I don't want that. And I'm sure you don't want that either. And how you do that is that you sacrifice that short-term comfort that you get from quitting, right? That I would get if I were to stop posting on social media right now, stop coaching and stop doing like following my dream, right? Just to go for that comfort job that I could get and make that money that I could get, you know, that just trade my time for money and whatnot. So when you sacrifice long-term results for short-term content, that's what's going to happen to you. But when you do the opposite, when you fail and you show up every day knowing that 100% that you are going to fucking fail, that you're going to go in there knowing that you're going to fail, you're going to be in a much better spot. And just knowing that over time, as long as you do the right things over and over and over and over, you put in the volume, you put in the work, that it's going to work out for you, right? That you're going to be able to see the fruits of your labors in the future. Like that is my North Star. Knowing that while this sucks at first, like it did in the beginning of my fitness, making no progress my first 8 months of lifting. And, you know, flash forward 3.5 years now, I've got the body of my dreams. I'm running 5Ks under 17 minutes and on track to be like 16 minutes in the 5K, 20 pounds heavier than I was when I ran that race. That's what's driving me right now. Knowing that, you know, it's going to suck right now, but you just got to go through the mud, you know, don't just go through the motions, do things with intent, put in the work. You know what work you have to do. You're just putting it off right now. You're distracted, right? Social media is distracting you. You know, you got these outside sources telling you can't do it. I'm here to tell you right now that you can do it, right? That you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. If you are able to sacrifice your short-term comfort for long-term results, you can achieve whatever the fuck you want to achieve, right? Like, I'm no guru. I'm not somebody who's got it all. I'm still working towards my long-term results, right? Like, sure, I have the body that I've always been wanting. I'm running times I want to run and getting continuously like more fit and faster, but I want to be able to make a living off my coaching. I want to be able to, you know, like change people's lives and help them out and, you know, and live in San Diego, California and whatnot, and be able to have time for not just that in my work, but also like my future family, and be able to be in the best shape of my life and just, again, keep on growing. And I'm definitely not where I want to be, but I know for a fact that with my systems in place, with this mindset that I have, that it will happen. And that's the mindset you had to take on. It's just putting your head down, putting in the work that you know that you have to do, just going through it, and don't quit. Because the second that you quit, that is you saying goodbye to your dreams. That is you saying goodbye to, like, you know, your North Star. And you're always going to feel like guilty and like crap. And imagine, you know, like 30 plus years in the future, you look back with all these what ifs. You know, you're like that depressed, like weird uncle or whatever, you know, with like a, you know, like your girlfriend or wife in the future. You hate your life because she's not attracted to you and you're not attracted to her, and you guys both like mutually hate each other. You're in that like normal American marriage kind of thing, right? Where you both don't like each other because you're both not fulfilled. You're unhappy. You had all these goals in the past, yet you settled for that lifestyle that you knew that you didn't want. That you had all these goals that you knew that you wanted, but you just didn't think that you can you couldn't go through those periods of failure. You know, if you're a young man like I am, you have time, right? You have time to make you have time to make failure, right? You have time to make those decisions and stuff like that, and to be able to learn and fail and whatnot. You're just sacrificing everything for comfort. And while comfort is great, it feels great in the moment, deep down, you're going to feel guilty about it later on. You're going to feel like shit. And you don't want that, right? I would much rather, I don't know about you, but I would much rather feel like crap in the moment, but then later on be able to have my future self reap the benefits. You know, like in the next couple of years, I want to be able to really kickstart this coaching, make this my full-time thing, live in San Diego and have my dream life. But in order to do that, I need to be able to cut out the bullshit, you know, put my head down and work and post 3 times a day, keep up the volume while still like learning every single day, you know, listen to my coach and do what he's telling me to do, and still put in the work even though I'm seeing no results. Like, I'm telling them every single day, like, how fucking much this sucks, right? Like, I'm not going to lie to you. This is not a glamorous lifestyle. This fucking sucks. It has taken a huge hit to my ego. You know, I came this thinking, like, I would be able to make success in 2 months. It's now been 2 months, starting tomorrow, of posting 2 to 3 times a day, and nothing, right? I maybe have 29 followers on Instagram right now, and maybe like 5 of those are like my friends and family. So in reality, I have like 24 followers. And while that's a great number to have, still like I want more, right? And I'm sure you do. I'm sure that you do too, that you want more. But trust me, us guys, we just got to keep our heads down and just do the work, even when we don't think it's going anywhere, because things that are things that are worthwhile take time. It's called delayed gratification, right? Things that are worthwhile will take time. And if you want to get to your goals, you always have to have your North Star in mind. That's what's keeping me going. And I know for a fact that's what's going to help you keep you going, is having that North Star.